Let's take you to KZN, where the ANC in that province is holding its provincial conference today, this weekend at the Olive Convention Centre in Durban. It was meant to start a week ago, but was delayed to allow nomination processes to be completed. Unity has been highlighted as an important theme. Let's go to our reporters, Siphamandla Goge, as well as Manqoba Mchunu, who are covering the conference. Sipa, just quickly tell us, I can see that you've walked outside now. How's it going there at the convention centre?
Well, there is a protest that has been underway outside the conference venue, but unfortunately, or should I say, those who are protesting are leaving now. The protest is almost over. It's been going on for about an hour. They've been complaining about White 91 in the eThekwini region. They allege that the delegates that were selected to participate in this conference, they were not properly selected, and therefore they want those candidates to be removed from this conference. Talks to the issue of the credentials. You know, it's something that has been going on for a very long time within the ANC. They are alleging that their ward or their branch was hijacked by elements that did not want to select proper people for this conference. Initially, we had lined up their spokesperson, but now he has disappeared. However, we will speak to Nhlakani Ntombela, who speaks on behalf of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, who has come to address these protesters here. Nhlakani, your members in eThekwini, Ward 91, allege that there was gatekeeping, manipulation of process. Ward 91 delegates that are inside should not be inside. How do you respond to them?
Well, I can't have an answer now, as I was engaging with them and getting clarity on their parts. They are confirming that they've written a letter to the region and the province, supposedly with the national office. So we'll have to check with the regional office, first and foremost, if they are aware of the matter. I'll have to check with the provincial office, because one just seeing this thing now. So you can't confirm the allegations they are making. Secondly, when it comes to gatekeeping, the ANC has got a new membership system now. You don't need my permission to join the ANC. You don't need to go through me to join the ANC. Online, you download the form, you join, and you pay for your membership.
The gist of their protest is the selection of delegates to this conference. Are you worried that that may lead to litigation if there are people who are unhappy, because they are threatening that they will take this further?
Well, the trust is about their branch. That's one branch. That's one branch. They are alleging that their PGM did not sit. Hence, they do not recognize the delegate representing their branch. So that's a matter we must deal with in a broader scheme of things. So it's a matter we must take up with the steering committee, with the region. Are they aware first and foremost of the matter? Did the branch sit properly? Then the steering committee must make a determination in regard to the status of that branch. If it means we must quarantine the vote of that branch, well, so be it.
You know what happens to quarantine the votes in Eguruledi? That matter has not been resolved.
Out of 1,600 delegates which are in this conference, they are coming to question the presence of 2 delegates.
It matters, so even if it's one.
I agree with you, but I'm saying in a bigger scheme of things, it's only one branch where there is such an issue where it has come out to this extent. So let us not preempt what would be the issues. For us now is to get the regional leadership to seek their understanding of the matter and the province, and from there to see what we can do in clarifying them as they are still here.
Your conference is delayed. You had anticipated to start just after 10 o'clock, still some issues with registration. Definitely your own time frames and what you would have anticipated is not going to be met.
Yeah, we had contemplated to start at 10. In all probabilities, if you look at the time now, it's almost 20 to 1. We might be starting around about 2 o'clock, primarily because, for whatever reasons, delegates were held somewhere in the hotels. I can't answer to that. Maybe the regions can explain why they were holding their delegation in the hotels, because they were all aware because we have done pre-registration across all the regions. There is no person who's registering for the first time now. The only thing they have to come and do today is to come and collect their tax. So if you're holding your delegate somewhere to collect their tax, it's not something we can answer on as a province. You go and check the chief lobbyist. Why are they holding the delegates where they are? But on our side, I was coming from the operational side as People's Park now. People are too coming up in their numbers and they are registering. In an hour, we should be ready to start the conference.
Did you hear that song? They are saying Maguliwe, Maguliwe, Kulindweba.
No, it's a chant. A chant is just a chant, not meaning anything. They are not fighting anyone. Hence, they are even requesting that they are not disrupting, but they want to be heard. They had to engage with the police because they are saying they don't want to be moved. They want to remain here to be seen because they are not fighting. They are not disrupting anything. So I don't foresee any threat with their presence.
Thank you very much for your time. That is Nhlakani Pontombela, who speaks on behalf of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. As some of the protesters remain behind us here. Very few of them, others have left. Earlier on, it was quite a sizable delegation that was protesting here from Ward 91 in eThekwini, alleging that the selection of their candidates, or rather the selection of delegates to this conference of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, the process was manipulated, something that the ANC says it will try to clarify and seek answers from the eThekwini region.
All right, Siphamandla Goge. Let's go to Manqoba Mchunu, who is outside the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Manqoba, I know you heard a bit of what Sipha was talking about there in terms of that region, or rather that part of the eThekwini region that is protesting. And I know that you are with an official from that particular region. Maybe they'll be able to tell us what's happening with Ward 91.
Well, indeed, Masiko. In fact, I'm just going to get straight into it and ask the eThekwini Regional Secretary just to give us a sense of what's happening. Regional Chair, let's start, Secretary rather, let's start here, Babungigi. In terms of preparations, going into the this conference, what are your expectations?
No, we have, first and foremost, one need to send the condolences to our treasurer, who have just passed on today. It's a sad day for us while we are focusing on this conference. But our preparation now, I think we are ready to start the conference. As a eThekwini, the region with the biggest delegation, we have set our RGC yesterday, and we have agreed to support the name of Fusboni Sotoma as a chairperson, Noma Koko Simelane as a deputy chair, Pegim Dolo as a secretary, deputy secretary was Sipho Moga, and delegate nominated Zandile as well as treasurer.
Let's talk about that nomination, because that's the one that set tongues wagging, because Zandile Kumete has stepped aside because of the criminal charges that he's facing. Are you not going against party policy by electing her, or by nominating her rather?
We know that there is a decision of the ANC, which from where I'm standing, it must be engaged in terms of the implementation. We're not against the step aside. But when the decision and the implementation of the decision takes away the right of the member, it's talked to the amendment of the Constitution. I think it needs to be engaged thoroughly with the through delegate, through the conference plenary. We'll have to debate that one a lot. We are not against the step aside, but we are saying the implementation of it seems to amend the Constitution of the ANC in terms of Rule 5.
So your position going into this is that you want this to be debated, you want this step aside rule to be done with?
No, we want to be debated. As I'm saying, we're not fighting against the step aside, but we're saying that the implementation of it must not seem to be dealing with the issues of Constitution, because the only body that that can amend the Constitution is the conference, national conference.
Obviously, you have a bigger say in this conference. Do you think that your slate will succeed?
I always confident. When we engage in the delegation of eThekwini said, give us the mandate, these are the leaders that you must go and support, we're always confident we'll lead what the delegation have sent us to do.
There's a protest currently outside of the Olive Centre conventions where it's happening, the conference is happening. And this is a protest by some of the delegates in Ward 91 who are complaining about the issue of nominations of the candidates in that particular ward. Are you aware of this?
No, I'm not aware of this. But equal so, that's not the right venue to go and protest. There are processes and procedure here. And if they are members of the ANC, they will know that if there's any dispute, there is a guidance on how you launch your dispute and where you dispute your process. You cannot just go there and protest. It's not a very right way, yeah.
We've seen court cases before challenging some of the conferences of the ANC. How confident that you are not going to see the same this time around?
No, there's nothing to hold on, especially with eThekwini. We have went through to each and every branch. We have made sure that we have done everything thoroughly.
So all the disputes have been resolved?
And all the disputes are resolved from eThekwini side.
But there are people protesting outside that are saying that they have a dispute.
If they had a dispute, they were supposed to be called by the Dispute Resolution Committee. That means that they did not put a dispute in the right place.
So what's going to happen now? Are you going to be dealing with that particular protest and dealing with that particular dispute?
No. We will deal with the dispute if it's been brought to the right place. And unfortunately, it's only a provincial dispute resolution committee that are dealing with dispute, not even us as a region.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. It was the eThekwini Regional Secretary Musangige just giving us a sense of their preferred candidates for this particular conference. Of course, some people call it the Taliban's, but he says that they will definitely be supporting that particular slate, which will see Begim Dolo as the provincial chair. Of course, is contesting this alongside Mdumiseni Ntuli, who is the incumbent provincial chair in this particular province. But I can tell you, Masiko, that as far as the queue is concerned, you can see behind me, the queue has subsided significantly from the last time we spoke, and this tells you that actually the conference is expected to start in no long time from now. In fact, speaking to Mdumiseni Ntuli earlier on, he did indicate that it will start around 1 o'clock this afternoon.
All right, well, let's leave it there. Manqoba Mkhunu outside the Moses Mabhida Stadium in KZN. It's quite worrying because one leader says 1 o'clock and the other tells Siphamandla that it will actually happen at 2 o'clock. But we'll see. This is the ANC's conference, and usually we do see them hit some snags during that weekend. Well, let's take you to